'Cause there will be a time. Oh, 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 oh. There will be a time. Oh, 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 oh. There will be a time.
Hey guys, and welcome on in to another episode of Getting Wild with Terry and Friends. I'm Terry at Let's Go Wild Picks. Beside me is Brandon at B Sawyer Bets. You can find his Twitter in the link in the description below. There's a link. Make sure to go give him a follow. Posting free picks daily, so you definitely want to check him out. Let's go, Terry. Bye week. Yes, no Vikings today, but I do have a wild game to watch in an hour and a half. I'm excited. Sunday Fun Day. Here we go. Yes, let's get it. I go B Sawyer. Hammer, hammer, hammer. I'm sure. Well, I'm not sure, but I'm hoping he has a hammer play for today. We'll see. We'll see. And
Looks
let's
like
go.
it.
Yes, awesome. All right, so I'm going to quickly jump into the recap of what happened yesterday. I will take Brandon out here for a second while I do that. And we'll take a look at what happened yesterday. Tampa Bay, Dallas Stars, game I kind of passed on there. A very high scoring game. The Stars took it to the Lightning. Vasilevsky and the Tampa Bay Lightning not playing as well. A lot of people thought Vasilevsky coming back and Tampa Bay would instantly go back to the team they've been in the past, but we haven't seen it so far for them. Winnipeg Jets -1.5. The Jets on a 3-game losing streak took care of Chicago, a team they've beaten pretty well in the past. So a winner there. Rangers money line, a little bit closer than I wanted. The Rangers had to come back, but they got the job done against the Predators in that one. Past Islanders, Panthers, just not a game I'd be looking at. Sabres, Hurricanes, I should have taken the Hurricanes -1.5, 2.5, 3.5. They continue their domination over the Sabres, dominating win there. Took the over in Seattle, Ottawa. Unfortunately, Seattle's offense didn't really show up here in that one. And this game just, so it was a boring game. I was actually watching Toronto and Boston instead of this game because this game was boring. Flyers, Penguins. Flyers got the shootout win, I believe, and upsetted the Penguins there in that one. Bruins, Toronto Maple Leafs. I didn't have a single play, but I did add on the show the draw in this game. I was super happy that Matthews, with 4 point, however many seconds left, was able to tie the game and get it to overtime. Boston with the overtime win, and now they have to play today against the Columbus Blue Jackets. So after a big overtime win against their biggest rival, now they have to play the Blue Jackets today, which we'll get to shortly. Red Wings, Montreal, no single plays. I did say I was going to go big on Detroit if when Larkin returned. He actually did return yesterday. I did have Red Wings money line in a parlay, so that went well. But I'm glad I didn't hammer the Red Wings regulation because Montreal was able to get that game to overtime. Blues and Coyotes. I was leaning with the Coyotes. I should have just went with the Coyotes. I shouldn't have went with the over. The Coyotes continue to beat former Stanley Cup champions. They've beaten the last 5 Stanley Cup champions, and will be facing the Washington Capitals, which is the 6th in their next game. So that'll be kind of interesting. Over 6.5 cash in this game. Avalanche lost outright to a team they've dominated for a long time. Big win for the Ducks. Hale McCarr got injured and did not play the end of the game. And of course, the Avalanche play the Kings today. So that's something to keep an eye on. And why did I bet on the Flames? The numbers pointed me that way, but of course the Canucks won a 4-3 win there. So upset with myself for that one. And then kind of passed in this game. Had no real opinion there. But we'll bring Brandon back. How did you do yesterday on the NHL slate?
It was up and down. We were on a few same plays. I like that Boston Toronto draw anytime they play. So that was a nice cash that kind of saved me. My hammer yesterday was also that Seattle over. Ugly game. Seattle just didn't show up. And I was on the Buffalo over, and I was real close to making that my hammer, and I didn't. I'm always high on Seattle, and it bites me in the ass sometimes. But we had a 2-2 day, down 0.27 units because of the hammer. But that's what I like the slate today, and that's usually not the case on a Sunday. So I'm looking forward to tonight.
Awesome. We will jump into the first game here, and I will take you out while I bring up the odds and take a look at the game here. Um, we have the Chicago Blackhawks, Minnesota Wild. Chicago plus 260 to plus 279. Minnesota minus 275 to minus 350. 6.5's available, a 6 available as well in this game. And a lot of people are going to look at this game. They're going to look at the records of both of these teams, and they're going to say, why is Minnesota such huge favorites against the Blackhawks when they've been playing similar hockey on the season as a whole? You have to completely throw out what Minnesota did prior to the last two games because they have been a completely different team since firing Dean Evison. John Hines, I was ready to do a video here and be pissed off about why John Hines was getting hired. I decided to hold off a bit and kind of see what we get from him. And so far, he has really got this Wild team playing well. Of course, it's only 2 games, but they have a pretty nice schedule here. And it continues here in this game. Chicago, 2-8 in their last 10 games. They've lost by multiple goals in 6 of their last 8 losses. The Wild, obviously 2-0 since the coaching change. They covered the puck line in both games. When we look at past history between these two teams, of course, playoff history way in the past here. The Blackhawks dominated the Wild in the playoffs, but that was a long time ago. In the last 9 meetings, Minnesota has won all 9 in the last 9 meetings between the teams, and they've covered the puck line in 5 of the last 6 meetings between the teams here. Give me the Wild on the puck line here, minus 116. I think you can take minus 2.5 plus money. I don't think this game is close whatsoever. Marco Rossi is finally available for point props. Thank you. Thank you, books. He has only really been a goal prop available. Now he's available for a point, plus 110 on the top line against this Blackhawks team. Give me Rossi point. Give me Wild puck line. This game is not going to be close, in my opinion. Brandon, what do you think here? Blackhawks and Wild.
Yeah, you're one of the few people. Before I go to bet on a team, I go to see what's going on with them. And when it comes to Minnesota, I always go to check with you. I think Minnesota dominates this game. I do. I like the puck line here. There's no value in regulation. So I think they cover it easy. I was back and forth on the total. I think Minnesota can put 5 in themselves today. I worry about to Chicago to score. And I was looking, like you said, Minnesota 9-0 the last 9. The under 6.5 is 7-2 head to head those last 9. So I'm probably going to stay away from the total. A player that I really like because of you, Terry, is Eriksson Ek. He's had 3 or more shots in 16 of 21 games this year. He's been a stud on my fantasy team. I think I got him 9th round, and he's done nothing but produce for me. So I like him over 3.5 shots today. I think he gets some good looks. I don't know what his anytime goal number is. I would imagine it's right around plus 150. I don't hate looking at that either. So I'll play the puck line, and I'll probably play an Eriksson Ek prop too.
Awesome. Yes, I didn't mention other props. Matt Zuccarello, he's a point in 8 straight games, 11 of his last 12. So he's been playing well. He has an assist in 10 of his last 12. So mostly assists from Zuccarello. Eriksson at point, he has 1 in 4 of his last 5. And like you said, over 2.5 shots on goal. So unadjusted to 3 or more shots. He has in 5 straight games and 12 of his last 14. So Eriksson is finding a way to get 3 shots every game. And then Kaprizov has a point in 3 of his last 4, 8 of his last 12 for the Wild. So those players are definitely heating up. And pray it's Gus in net. It's not. It is Fleury. Fleury is in net. I have to. Okay. Fleury has not been good, but Gustafsson has not been good either. We have not seen Fleury since the coaching change. This is a great spot for Fleury to get another win closer to number 2 all time in the NHL. And I'm not worried about this. It's a perfect spot for him. Anthony Bolivier, who made his debut for the Blackhawks against Winnipeg in his last game, can't play in the U.S., so he is out for this game. And then the Blackhawks decided Lucas Reichel, one of their top prospects, they decided to scratch him today. So Blackhawks making some interesting moves there. But overall, I like the Wild here in this one, in this game. Taking a look at our next one here, which is between the San Jose Sharks and the New York Rangers. In this one, San Jose plus 310 to plus 350. Rangers minus 375 to minus 450. Sixes, 5.5s available as well. If you want the Rangers in the puck line, you're paying minus 143 to minus 145. Minus 2.5, you're looking at plus 115 for the Rangers. And this one is tough. Obviously, with the price here in this one, Mackenzie Blackwood likely for this game. Jonathan Quick should be in net because Igor Shesterkin started last game. The Sharks have won 3 of their last 4 games, and they're starting to play better. The Rangers 9-2 in their last 11 games. The Rangers 8-0-1 in the last 9 meetings between the teams. And surprisingly, we've seen low scoring games between these two teams. The under 5.5 has cashed in 5 straight between these two teams. This game is just tough from a single bet perspective. Players to target for player props. Mika Zibanejad has been the hottest. He's a point in 6 straight games for the Rangers. Panarin, 18 of his 22 games played this year, he has a point. Vincent Trocheck, a point in 9 of his last 12. So he's been playing very well. Also, I can't get to anything, as I said, I showed on the screen there, no single plays for me today. I can't take the Rangers minus 2.5. If this was a couple weeks ago when the Sharks were getting destroyed by everyone, then maybe I could look at the Rangers. But on the second night of a back-to-back against a Sharks team that's playing better, I have to pass in this one. Brandon, what do you think here, Sharks and Rangers?
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I don't think I'm going to play anything here. I like the Rangers a lot, which going into the season I wasn't so sure. But aside from that Buffalo game recently, they look really good, man. They're firing. I don't know what to make of the Sharks this past week or two. They're not good, but you never know what can happen. Like you said, the back-to-back. I'm not going to touch the total or anything. Couple plays I did see that I don't hate. I don't know if I'll pull the trigger, but Mackenzie Blackwood over 29.5 saves. He's hit it in 7 of his last 10 starts. I think he gets peppered tonight, I think, or today, I'm sorry. But, I don't hate that. I think it's minus 110. And then on DraftKings, I saw Blackwood over 3.5 goals against, minus 105. I think Rangers team total over 3.5 is priced around 160, minus 160, I saw. So, if they're going to score, I think it's going to be against Blackwood. I don't see there being an empty netter at the end. So A different way to play the Rangers team total for me would be the Blackwood over 3.5 against, which I think the Rangers can hit. They should. They should.
Yeah, that's an interesting way to go about it for sure. Robert says the Sharks are 30th in penalty kill, and we all know that this Rangers power play is top 5. Now they have Adam Fox back, which helps the Rangers power play facing a tough penalty kill. So this could potentially be. I don't know what player power play point props would be, but I would look at Mika Zibanejad because I look at, like I said, he's been really hot the last few games for the Rangers. We'll jump into the next game here, which is between the Columbus Blue Jackets and the Boston Bruins. Columbus plus 215 to plus 220. Boston minus 249 to minus 275. Sixes and 6.5s available in this one. Columbus has won 4 of their last 6 games, playing better hockey recently. 4 of their last 5 have gone under 6.5. Boston 2-3 in their last 5. 4 of their last 5 have gone over 6.5. So Columbus trending towards the under, Boston trending towards the over. The Bruins 6-1 in the last 7 meetings. Of course, the one loss was, I believe, last week or within the last couple weeks. I believe it was 5-2 win for the Blue Jackets. So Boston looking for revenge in this one, but coming off that overtime game against Toronto, can't take Boston in the puck line here. And while I feel like Columbus could be the underdog that cashes today, it'll be Spencer Mårten and net here for Columbus. 2-5-1, 3.20 goals against average, 903 save percentage. Should be Swayman for Boston, who has, of course, much better numbers. This game's a pass. For me, a complete pass. Looking at player props, you're going to pay up the ass for anything with Pasternak. So I can't touch this game at all. I'll be completely staying off it. It's just a tough one. Brandon, your Bruins here facing the Blue Jackets. What do you think about this game?
You know, especially after that last 5-2 loss, whatever that was a week or two ago against Columbus, I was expecting Boston to dominate this next matchup tonight, especially at home, TD Garden. But, it was a tough game yesterday against Toronto, going to OT, like you said, the back-to-back. I kind of like the total here, especially at 6. With Mårten in net, I think Boston should easily put in 4. I've been super high on Swayman. What I didn't realize is he's allowed 2 or more goals in 9 of his 12 starts this year. So if Columbus can sneak 2 in on him and Boston can put in 4 or 5, I don't hate it at 6. I probably wouldn't touch it at 6.5. I could easily see this being a 4-2 game. But I also wouldn't be surprised to see Boston come out and dominate and it be a 5-0 game. So I don't really have a great read on this one. The value isn't there on Boston. I don't like the puck line. I don't like it in regulation, too juiced. I probably won't touch it. And, we'll probably see 12 goals in this game because I don't play it. But it is what it is.
Yeah, for sure. Robert likes 3-0 Boston win, and he likes the under 6. I could see it being a push, landing right on 6. So that's something that could happen as well. But don't worry, I'm not passing on the last 2 games. I have a play in both games. So not just the wild puck line today. I do have other plays, don't worry. But we'll head into this next game here, which is between the Nashville Predators and the Buffalo Sabres. In this one, Nashville minus 105 to minus 115. Buffalo minus 105 to minus 112. 6.5s right across the board here in this game. Nashville 6-2 in their last 8. Of course, their last 2 games have been losses. Buffalo 3-6-1 in their last 10. They've gone over 6.5 in 3 of their last 4 games. Of course, coming off the beating against the Carolina Hurricanes yesterday. The Sabres are 4-2 in the last 6 meetings, so they have had success against the Nashville Predators recently. But for me, it's the total. It's the over here. I like goals. The last 3 meetings have been very high scoring games between these two teams, both obviously playing last night, both having to travel here in this one. Um, this game just seems like it's going to be 3-3 at some point. And that's all we need is 3-3. I think we get goals both sides here. Looking at player props, I wanted to take him, Gustav Nyquist, to get a point. But because he has a point in 10 of his last 11 games, the books have now priced him at minus 130, minus 135. So it's kind of pricey there for Nyquist, but he continues to just rock and roll for Preds. Casey Middlestat for the Sabres, he has a point in 6 of his last 7 games. So that's where I would go for Buffalo. I think both those players get a point. I think we get a high scoring game. Like I said, 3-3 at some point. Maybe the draw. Maybe we see this game go to overtime 3-3. But I prefer to see 4-4, 5-5. But we'll see how it goes. Brandon, what do you think here? Predators and Sabres.
I'm all over the over with you. I'm in the same boat. Saros hasn't been good on the road. I believe, I don't know if he's confirmed yet, but he should be playing. Luukkonen, I never trust him in that, So I like the way Nashville's been playing. I think they can easily score 3 or 4. Buffalo should be able to sneak a few in. They've been a disappointment to me so far this year, man, but I love the over in this one. I also like JJ Peterka to score a point, minus 105. Record a point. He's another guy who he's been looking good lately, and they need somebody. I like Middlestat as well, but for me, it'll be the over and Peterka to record a point.
Awesome. No goalies confirmed in this game. Both Saros and Luukkonen projected, but nobody confirmed. Saros 8-10 with a 3.17 goals against average, 895 save percentage, so below 900 save percentage for Saros, which is kind of surprising. And then Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen 2.87 goals against average, 905 save percentage. So yeah, I think we can get a 3-3 in this one. Tommy says this whole NHL board today is so bad until we get to LA Kings. Well, hey, yeah, some of the games are really big favorites here for sure. Dang, this game is in Buffalo. I lean Sabres. Hopefully there's some butts in the stand because the Sabres continue to have really, really bad attendance issues so far this year. But we'll head into the last game here, which is between the LA Kings and the Colorado Avalanche here. And this one, Colorado plus 110 to plus 115, LA minus 125 to minus 135. Sixes, we do see a 6.5 available as well in this game. And of course, we're seeing Colorado as a dog because, as I mentioned earlier, Cale Makar did not play the end of last night's game, and he is listed as day-to-day. No official announcement on whether he plays tonight. I would assume he doesn't. Play. The Avalanche coming off that embarrassing loss to the Ducks yesterday. I feel like this could be a good spot for them to bounce back. They've been playing great hockey. The Kings 5-1 in their last 6 games, so they've been playing great as well. They've gone under 6.5 in 5 of their last 6. Looking at previous meetings between these two teams, it's been one-sided for sure. The Avalanche 12-2-1 in the last 15 meetings. The last 5 have all gone over 6.5, so we have seen higher scoring games between these two teams. And Colorado's covered the puck line. They've won by 2 or more in their last 7 wins against LA. So not only is Colorado winning these games, are they going over, but Colorado has been winning by margin. However, I don't think they win by margin in this game. I think we can get overtime here. Give me the draw at a half unit plus 350 on DraftKings. I do think that Colorado could sneak out a win even without Makar. But I do think this is going to be a close game. I think we go to overtime here, and it would be a lean with the over as well. As I said, they've been high scoring games between these two teams recently. But LA is trending towards the under. So I'm just not sure here with the total, but I do like the draw. And then for player props, it would obviously you'd have to do same game parlay, and it would be extremely pricey. But Rantanen has an assist in 5 of his last 6 games. McKinnon has a point in 12 of his last 13, an assist in 11 of his last 13, and he has 3 or more shots in 12 of his last 14 for the Avalanche. And then for the Kings, Byfield and Kopitar both have a point in 9 of their last 12, playing on the top line there for the Kings. So those are the players I would target in this game. But I think we get overtime here in this one. Brandon, Avalanche Kings, the game of the night in NHL. What do you think here between this one?
Big time. I'm looking forward to this game. This is two teams I love watching. It has been disappointing to me that I love the Kings, but like you said, they've been trending towards the under. I'm all over the over tonight. No guarantees, but this is looking like my hammer for me. Colorado last 10 games scored 3 or more goals. Their offense is firing. We got the number 1 and number 4 teams in the league goals per game this year. 2 good offenses. I know LA's defense, I think Colorado can score on them. I'm not concerned about LA being at home. Colorado can get 3 in. This is a 3-3 game to me, which goes to your draw play. I love it. It's looking like this is going to be the hammer on the over tonight for me. It's going to be a fun game to watch. Guys I've been high on, Quentin Byfield that you mentioned, and Trevor Moore. I don't know the numbers on his point or anytime goal right now. Whatever it is, I'll play it. I love Trevor Moore. These are 2 fun teams to me, man. And my fantasy team is loaded up with players from both of these teams. I got McKinnon, I got Kopitar, I got Moore, I got Nikushkin. I'm really looking forward to this 3-3. I'd love to see it go to overtime, so I'm right there with you. But yeah, I'll confirm in a little bit. Looks like the hammer for me.
Awesome. Trevor Moore is anywhere from plus 200 to plus 265 to
Love
score
it.
a goal. And his point prop is minus 115 to minus 105. So a really good price just for him to get a point as well in
Beautiful.
this one. And yeah, so you're still in first in your fantasy team. I see when you post the standings, you've been doing pretty
I
well.
will say, I got cocky and made a post this week. First one to beat me. I'll give you $100. And right now, Wade's bets. Shout out Wade. He's up like 10 points on me going into tonight. So it's a big night for me. That's what I get for opening my mouth.
There you go. If the Kings score first, they trap 4 back on the blue line. Yeah, so they get really defensive. But Colorado definitely a team that can score. But that's it. That is the NHL slate. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Make sure to give Brandon a follow. As I said, his Twitter link is in the description below. Let's all make some money. Small slate and some big price games, but there's some good spots here, I think, on this slate. Best of luck to everyone today, and we'll see you on tomorrow's show. Getting well with Terry and
Thank you,
Friends for
Terry.
NHL picks. No problem. Best of luck, guys.